What's going on out there, folks? Wanted to kind of come on tonight, talk a little bit about the election tomorrow, what the possibilities are, what I've seen on social media, some of the great things that's happened here in Alaska and in Anchorage here in the last few weeks, and some of the crazy things I see that could possibly happen down south. So, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and check to make sure everything is working like it's supposed to. And I am actually live. It looks like it's working. All right, let's see if I got anybody actually on. Let's see here. Like it's working. Hey, what do you know? I even have sound. Dean Wheeler, what's going on, man? Sarah Boyer, sharing to TBA. Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate that. So yeah, just kind of wanted to come on and, kind of touch bases with a lot of people and hopefully people see this. The nation has a huge decision to make. Although many people across the world and across the country, and I say the world because our troops overseas are voting over there, wherever they are. And us over here, many of us have already put our votes in for the presidential election and some of our state reps and things like that. So tomorrow is just adding on to that. So up till tomorrow, we have a huge decision to make. And that decision revolves around which direction this country goes. This one's for all the marbles, folks. It really is. We can either keep making progress and doing what we've been doing, or we can go the other direction entirely and see the country go down the tubes. So, I'd like to know on this video what you think. Maybe I can answer some questions, get some feedback from you. Tomorrow really is all hands on deck situation. So if you haven't voted, please get out and vote tomorrow. If you can, share videos and stuff of the polling places. Not inside, of course, but outside. Show us the lines that are going on. I'm going to be watching for things all day long, updates, things like that. So it'd definitely be nice to see other patriots that I know that haven't voted yet go out and vote. I know a lot of you like to do the voting on election day, so I wouldn't want to be in those lines. I actually went out and voted last Sunday. Me and my wife went out and cast our ballots, and we know that we've got them in, and I don't have to go out and mess around with the craziness that is election day. So there's just some of the things that I've seen on social media on different platforms that is really alarming. There's a video going around. It appears to be a leaked Zoom video of a bunch of leftists that are trying to plan a takeover of DC. It's pretty scary, at least if you're in that area. And it looks like that they're expanding their thought to the rest of the country. So whatever city you're in, if you're in a big blue city, expect chaos and mayhem to reign if Trump wins, which I have a pretty good assumption that he's going to. If you just look at just the sheer numbers of rallies, the sheer number of people going to these rallies, the rolling rallies that have been going on across the country. I mean, Alaska, Anchorage yesterday, I know we did one. I know that there was one in Homer. Just yesterday in 9-degree weather, we had 100 plus cars out. So, and then they were out again today. So, we're far from being removed from politics up here. It may not. We're a little bit behind, I think, when it comes to some of that stuff, but we're catching up very fast. And the election is a huge thing up here, and a lot of it has to do with our local politics as well as our national politics. With us having the pipeline and the North Slope up here, Alaska is pretty. What's the word I want to use? We're on the map. Whoever ends up being the president, that really affects what happens on the pipeline. So I know that they're working on Anwar. They're working on what the heck's the name of it? There's another pipeline that's up here too that they've been really working on hard. I can't think of it off the top of my head now. Let's see. No freezing on my end. Video froze, huh? It looks like it's working on my end, so. Teresa Streeter says, "We love you, Andy Kreiner. I'm also not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Nervous, but super excited." Yeah, absolutely. Andy, we're confident too, buddy. Like I got about 6 people on or so. Thank you for doing this. Dustin Sherman, sharing on my page as well. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. Teresa is actually who put on the rolling rally yesterday. She put it on for 3 weeks straight. Again tonight. I think they were out running the streets. But it was kind of neat because she had a different route every week. So we were hitting different parts of the city. And it was very entertaining. I missed the first week, but I made the last 2. Unfortunately, I had a big tournament where I work, so I had to be there. But we had a great number of patriots that showed up, braved the cold, went out there. They did some sign waving. Everyone put Trump flags and American flags and "Don't tread on me" flags, and you name it, we had it on our vehicles. I apologize. My breathing's a little bit weird tonight. Wearing a mask for part of the day. It does affect me. So I'm a little winded tonight. I'm not sick. I don't feel bad. So, yeah, bear with me while I take a breath every so often. Anyway, yeah. And here's the thing. So, I don't believe in the masks personally, but for my job, I do wear them, because I don't like others to feel uncomfortable. That being said, I don't typically wear one when I'm not at work. And just for everyone's information, we have had people that I work with that have come down with COVID. So when someone asks if I personally know someone, yes, I do. I do know someone that has it, or has had it. Just so you guys know. Not saying that they got super sick or anything. I mean, it is kind of like the flu. So with that said, it is out there. It is in the environment, and we just have to be careful. Wash your hands and do the stuff that you were taught to do when you were growing up. Take a shower if you're supposed to. It's just common sense kind of stuff. If you're not sneezing on somebody, you're not licking someone's ears. Yeah, you're probably going to be okay. Don't go out and lick doorknobs, things like that. So, anyway, with that said, let's get back to the election. So, lots of things can happen. We obviously know that Kamala Harris is the VP, could be possibly the president if Biden does somehow end up pulling this out and he ends up winning. Harris could eventually become president. I would hope that there is no chance of that, but there's some other scenarios that we got to watch out too. So there is Senate and House seats that are up. And it'd be nice to take both the Senate and the House, and have a Republican majority in there. Hopefully we get lucky enough to win that. I'm not saying that we will or not, but it would be very, very nice to have some help for the president, whoever that is. If it's Biden, hopefully we can, win those seats and keep him from doing anything crazy. If it's Trump, hopefully we can make some progress and do things the right way for the country. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. The last election I remember working, I was actually living in California, and the building that I worked for was a ghost town that night, mainly because Trump was winning. Everybody was depressed. The people I worked with, it kind of sucked for them. But they came around, it doesn't last forever. And they, I think, eventually understood that one guy can't do everything. So a lot of those people are still good people. I still care for them. And, we have different political views, but you know what? It's still people that I worked with and I got to know, and, they became family. So I would hope that regardless of what happens for this election, I would hope that your friends and family are still your friends and family afterward. I mean, if not, then this country's changed so much that I don't recognize it. Um, I do know that a lot of Democrats have flipped over to be Republicans, or they're just Democrats voting Republican. I know that there's celebrities doing the same. I think that there's just as many this time as there was last time, as far as silent, uh, the silent majority. I really hope that that's the case. I do know that people don't like to be outed. They don't like to be the center of attention. And so I'm hoping that the silent majority speaks and reigns supreme again. So let's hope that that happens. Let's see here. And he's good here. I'm watching you YouTube. Trumpers in Grand Rapids message again. Praying for the crying babies. Robert, we ain't Biden. Let's see. Yeah, I know masks are bad. Reduces your oxygen levels. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Diane, we all understand it. We get it. It's just whenever your livelihood depends on it, and I can't afford to make my house payment without the paycheck. So, we're just trying to be safe and trying to. I still have to pay my bills, and we still have to have people coming into where I work. So we're doing what we can to keep that happening. So anyone that gets mad at me for wearing a mask while I'm at work, I don't know what to tell you. And tomorrow night, speaking of which, tomorrow night there is a election watch party at the 907 Ale House here in Anchorage. Mike, man, my brain just disappeared on me. Mike Robbins is hosting that, and it should be a fun evening. Be able to go in and watch and see how the returns come in. Luckily, it's at like 6 o'clock, so hopefully it'll be like 9 o'clock everywhere else. So we should start knowing something by the time I get there. The states to watch obviously is the same as it was the last time. Florida, Florida and Ohio and Iowa and places like that. Those are crucial states that Trump has to have. Texas. I think Texas is going to vote his way. I mean, the Texans basically ran the Biden bus out of Texas. So if that doesn't say anything, I don't know what does. There's a lot of things that I think that we can be grateful for, and one is, with Trump in there as president, at least we know what we got. With Biden in there, no one knows. The guy is so decrepit. He is so deranged. He can't complete a sentence. I was kind of impressed with him, though, during the debates, because he was able to get through those. I'm sure he had someone speaking in his ear, or they drugged him up so that he was coherent. I don't know. But he did make it through the debates. So I got to give it to him there. Although he may have some sundowners issues going on where he doesn't do well at night, and he doesn't do well in front of, well, any crowd really. But yeah, I personally think that it's kind of cruel what the Democratic Party is actually doing to Joe. I think that he probably deserves some of it because he ain't gonna back down. But at the same time, I mean, this guy's obviously got some problems, and he needs to be cared for a lot more than what they're doing right now. So, yeah, Dean, I had a Biden moment. Anyway, I think everybody, all the conservatives, I posted this up earlier. I think tonight before you go to sleep, it would be very wise to say a prayer for our nation and for our president and for the election. Not only because of who we want in there, but we want this country to remain safe. We don't want to see any violence across the country. I think we know that there's going to be. And I think that if you watch the election night coverage, I think you're probably going to see some. So, my hope would be that our officers, our National Guard, anyone that's involved in protecting these cities, hopefully that they don't end up getting harmed. Hopefully that everybody ends up escaping and getting out of harm's way. So say prayers for them. Also, you know what? A little angelic help can't hurt. So, it doesn't matter what your religious denomination is. I don't care. If you find it in your heart send up a prayer for the election this weekend or this week. That's about it. We do have an assembly meeting on Wednesday. It's a special assembly meeting. I plan on going. Yeah, it will be after election day, but just because election's over with doesn't mean the work stops. So Sarah and I'm sure we'll be there. We'll be there supporting Jamie Allard and Crystal Kennedy and a few of the others that do really have the outlook of the citizens in mind. This one, I believe, will be a lot of it will be about a special election here in Anchorage since our mayor decided to step down in midterm. Right now, we have an interim mayor, Quinn Davidson, and she's already basically followed the same footpath as Berkowitz. So we have to go in as citizens and hold her accountable and do the best we can to do the same with the assembly members that don't see things our way. With that being said, that does not mean we go in and berate them and act a fool and act, crazy, things like that. We have to start coming up with really good ways to counter what they're doing. And one of those ways is to start attending your community council. I will say that till I'm blue in the face. Since I've been in 2 of them, you really get a chance to see where these resolutions and these all the orders come from. They're spoke about in the community council way before they ever make it to the assembly. So in many respects, by the time they get to the assembly, their minds are already made up, and you pretty much can tell which direction that they're going to vote on them. So we have to go in there and we have to speak intelligently. We have to go and know what we're talking about, and we have to talk to them like they're regular citizens. They are our representatives, but at the same time, the citizens put them in there. So I have kind of a new game plan for the assembly, and hopefully it pans out and it's what I want it to be. We'll see what happens on Wednesday. So with that said, I hope everybody's safe tomorrow. I hope everybody gets a chance to get out and vote for the person that they think would lead this country the way that they want them to. And I hope that freedom remains. I hope that liberty remains. And I hope that those who don't like what's going on, hopefully something happens that changes their minds. So remember, no matter what happens, we are all Americans, even if they are lost right now. Get out and help change their mind. With that said, this is Tank. I'm about done. I'm going to get off here. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, folks. And I will be back on another time, hopefully after the election's done with, and maybe do some, I may do a live tomorrow during the election party. So stay tuned, and we'll see what we can come up with. But thanks for coming out. I'm going to probably start doing series of short videos like this just to give kind of an update and see how things go as we get past the election. So with that, I have a cat that's meowing somewhere. Okay, I guess he's done. So anyway, I will catch you all later. You guys be good. Love you. And we will catch you, those that I see tomorrow night at the after party or at the election party. I'll see you then. Take it easy, folks.